Hey guys, so yesterday I just posted about patch 1.1 and today lastepoch official YouTube channel just posted an official patch 1.1 overview. So let's watch it together. Very anxious for this. Is this Zabaroff? I think it is.
Greetings, travelers. I'm Judd Kobler, game director for lastepoch, and I'm thrilled to announce that lastepoch's first post-launch cycle, Harbingers of Ruin, Cycle 1.1, is just around the corner, arriving on July 9th. We're very excited to share all of the awesome new content that we've been working on. Let's dive in for a sneak peek at everything coming your way. In Cycle 1.1, you'll be facing off against our newest pinnacle boss, Aberoth, the Herald of Oblivion, and his legion of Harbingers. Aberoth is a fearsome foe who has selected his strongest
I want to see if
legionnaires
that was Aberoth.
to hunt down Aterra's champions and give them a choice.
These are
Either join his side and dedicate themselves to Orbis, or perish. While exploring and fighting your way through
I watched this part. It seems he does a double shift now. This existed on the marksman, but not on the rogue.
Atera, you will frequently encounter these
That's very nice.
fallen warriors that have been
These daggers are shadow daggers. No, sorry, shadow cascade.
defeated by the Harbingers and tainted by corruption, waiting patiently to exact a revenge on other travelers. When interacting with these remains, choices will be given to acquire their previously equipped items, but the vengeful void will cause the remains to animate and attack. This forms the Nemesis system, whereby clicking on a nemesis, which appears as swirling pieces of armor above a slain warrior, brings up a menu where you can see 4 items that are obtainable. You're given 3 options. 1, you can banish the nemesis entirely, so the next one you encounter has brand new items. 2, you can challenge the nemesis, causing the equipment to coalesce into a powerful foe that drops.
So at least for me, I empowered this for the Eldritch
Its displayed
Chalice.
items when slain. Or 3, you can empower the nemesis. This will result in it challenging you, but escaping if you were able to defeat it. The next time you find a nemesis event, it will be more challenging, but the displayed
Like this. Now it's an LP1.
items will have been carried over and upgraded in various ways. This can be done a maximum of 2 times. Empowering a nemesis can upgrade
do
its
it
items
again.
in many ways that are impossible.
Now this will make so much easier to get rare items. I think boss specific items won't drop from this. It's just rare drop items, but to get them to LP, higher LP.
Through the normal crafting system. It can add
Wow, an LP4. That's what I'm talking about. It makes it easier to get them.
sealed affixes up to tier 7, raise forging potential above its normal maximum, and turn rare items into exalted ones. It can
He's using dodge. Sorry, evade.
also upgrade unique items, adding legendary potential to them, or turn them directly into legendaries
And he was using disintegrate. They're buffing up disintegrate.
with random affixes. At higher levels, Nemesis can spawn a special unique, the Egg of the Forgotten, which can be replaced by one of your own uniques as long as it has no legendary potential.
So we can carry one item that we want to have LP, which we find by the lot. Masses and masses and crates of these normal unique items. And upgrade them. That's just awesome
Or
for
Weaver's
farming,
Will,
target
allowing
farming.
you to empower that unique with the system. To stop the threat of the Harbingers, you'll need to work with the Forgotten Knight to
Pretty Dragon.
devise a plan to take out their leader, Aberoth, lastepoch's brand new pinnacle boss, and the source of their power. You'll need to progress through the new in-game faction, the Forgotten Knights, to gain access to Aberoth himself, but only the strongest will have a chance of taking him down, gathering his spoils, and ending the Harbinger threat. The journey begins after completing the final level 90 non-empowered timeline and surviving a Harbinger's ambush for the first time. Harbingers will begin ambushing you when you defeat a timeline boss, extending the fight where they will use their abilities in combination with abilities of the previously defeated boss.
So basically, now you fight 2 bosses at the end of the timeline.
If you're able to defeat the first Harbinger, you will take his eye to the Forgotten Knight, Orinthia, and be invited to join the Forgotten Knight's faction, which tracks your Harbinger's specific progress. You'll need to lure out increasingly powerful Harbingers across the...
Let's see the ranks. 40% for Nemesis. Adding to include an Egg of the Forgotten, good. 10% chance to gain twice the amount of stability, yeah. Harbingers, including Amberoth, are twice likely to about a Harbinger's Needle. That item was for raising corruption. Maximum fortune potential gained from empowering a Nemesis is increased by 6. Maximum fortune potential. Oh, when we empower, we gain fortune potential. That's very nice. Additional Glyph of Envy. That's the new glyph also. Chance from Harbingers. And let's go back a little.
Orinthia, and be invited to join the Forgotten Knight.
Okay. Harbinger Gaze. Slaying a Harbinger grants 1 additional Gaze of Orobis. So, very focused on raising corruption. Harbingers, including Eberoth, are twice likely to drop their specific unique. So 1 unique per Harbinger. That's very nice. As I've seen, I think there are 10 timelines, so 10 uniques plus Eberoth, 11. Blessings are lucky. Blessings roll their value twice and pick the highest value. That's very good. Very, very good. Sum this with the new changes on Blessing that we can change between them without having to win against the boss, makes things much easier and stronger. Gazel grants 1 additional corruption, so it granted 12 on this new patch, and now it grants 13. The tiers of the sealed affix added by empowering a Nemesis are 15% higher on average. Very nice.
Knight's faction, which tracks your Harbinger's specific progress.
And Glyph of Envy.
You'll need
okay, so let's jump to where
enter the place where travelers are corrupted into Harbingers, the Altar of Oblivion. This is where you will challenge the pinnacle boss, Aberoth. To help tackle these challenging new threats, and because we've tested it and it's just way fun to use, we're introducing a new evade or dodge roll mechanic. While evade doesn't offer immunity frames or serve as a traversal skill, it's a crucial part of your survival toolkit, with 2 charges available from level 1. Unlike other skills, evade isn't swappable and lacks a skill tree, but its cooldown recovery speed increases as your character levels up. Furthermore, evade can be enhanced by various affixes and even unique items that dramatically modify its functionality.
They showed an item that instead of evade, we can summon a crab.
Having evade will allow us to design boss fights knowing that all players have a way to traverse out of harm's way quickly without having to choose to take a more powerful traversal ability on their action bar. 1.1 brings the most extensive balance updates of any patch ever, unlocking many exciting new build opportunities. We've updated...
So Dancing Strikes was a weak skill on the rogue. I've tried to make it fit many times. It just doesn't. The other stuff is just way stronger. So we got 2 weak skills here that they're buffing up, seem to be buffing up. Disintegrate definitely buffed up on the mage. And now Dancing Strike, I hope, because I'm seeing it here.
Updated skills, passives, and mechanics, and can't wait to see what builds emerge as a result. For example, mana now regenerates while channeling on most channeled abilities, making skills like Warpath and Disintegrate awesome to build around. The Mage's Disintegrate skill tree has been updated and can now gain multiple stages of destruction.
Now it shows the 3 stages of Disintegrate, which makes it all more awesome.
Minions are
I'm very anxious to play my Rune Master in this new patch with
now
Disintegrate.
tankier. The Sentinel's Shield Bash ability has received extensive updates. The Spellblade Mastery now has more access to Critical Strike. The Sorcerer has even...
Spellblade does need more Critical Strike. Maybe this will make... I had an idea for a Flame Reeve attack speed crit. Maybe this
more incentive
will work now
to build high mana. Shaman and Forge Guard have received extensive updates to be more powerful and interesting. The Primalist Avalanche ability is no longer a channel
When the devs need to make a class more interesting, something was wrong.
skill by default and can do things like
In Brazil, we have a say, if there's a sign, there's a story. That's just the thing around here.
proc Earthquake and Upheaval. And the Rogue's multi-shot has been buffed when used directly, alongside much more. See the patch notes for a full list of updates.
I will see.
And of course, with new and challenging content and massive balance updates, we're introducing a large swath of awesome new uniques to hunt. For example, the Nihilus Amulet, last epoch's first ever unique to have negative to positive roll ranges.
Negative roll ranges. Now I'm seeing +2 to all skills and just loved it. Increased health, mana, reduced movement speed. It can reduce up to 4 and increase up to 8. Wow. Reduced mana regen. It costs health and war to evade, so I'm not gonna use it. But when we use it, we get it. Frenzy.
This large variance means that finding a well-rolled one will result in you obtaining a very powerful item. The Nihilus Amulet is extremely versatile and can be used in many builds. Meet the Monument of Protection. This Sentinel shield counts as a one-handed axe and can be equipped with another shield.
Now that's very cool. They really needed something for the Sentinel. That's very cool.
Adding significant offense to shield-based skills and strong additional defenses. And the new Black Blade of Chaos. This powerful in-game two-hander changes the Blade Dancer's Lethal Mirage into a skill that can be used much more frequently, providing a potent and engaging new playstyle.
Hang on. Oh, so it's like a throwing skill. When you use melee hits, it decreases cooldown, lightning pen, void penetration, and time rod.
There are 30 uniques coming with patch 1.1, so
That's
happy
very cool.
hunting. Let's talk about some of the existing system changes coming with patch 1.1. First off, we've added 2 new ranks to both Circle of Fortune and Merchant's Guild factions,
These
and
ones
reduced the
I've
time
covered.
it takes to reach the highest ranks. We've also revised their rank rewards, and there's now smoother progression in the items to access with Merchant's Guild, and we've provided Circle of Fortune with ranks to receive more boss loot, experimental item affixes, and the final rank now completes the prophecy twice instead of just duplicating the reward itself. We're also working towards improving the Merchant's Guild Bazaar search feature and plan to release those updates during the 1.1 patch as soon as possible. We're excited to announce that we're adding level ladders alongside arena ladders, which can be accessed both in-game and on the official Last Epoch website this patch. We're also adding timestamps on the arena ladder entries so that players are able to tell when an entry on the leaderboard was made. We've replaced boss dynamic damage reduction with a new boss ward system, which solves a number of issues. This new system clearly represents bosses' true health, makes health leech reliable, ensures players' damage output meets expectations, and there's no longer downsides to higher DPS builds. We have a few changes coming to the Monolith of Fate. First, Echoes now more consistently contain swarming and rare enemies to ensure that they're sufficiently populated and rewarding. We've heard your feedback that progressing through non-empowered timelines on alts is too time-consuming. In 1.1, you will be able to find the new Glyph of Envy, which siphons stability from your items to add to your timelines. The stability granted to uncompleted, non-empowered timelines is very high, allowing you to quickly progress through the unempowered monolith on alt characters. We've also made some changes to the Gaze of Orb.
That'll make so much faster to complete timelines on new characters.
This mechanic found in empowered monoliths, which previously could be overly punishing. Not only were there diminishing returns at higher amounts of gaze, you also lost all of it if you died to a Shade of Orbis. In 1.1, every stack of Gaze of Orbis always gives 12 corruption, but you can only use 4 at once, the rest carrying over to your next Echo Web.
Oh, I thought this was a threshold, like you can't stack more than 4.
Additionally, when you die to a Shade of Orbis, you now only lose a single stack. Also, in
That's fair, but it makes the game easier. They're making a lot of changes to make it easier to raise corruption.
Parties, everyone who has enough stability to
I think the idea is that the game will be less repetitive.
get blessing and boss-specific rewards is also given 1 Gaze of Orbis, making it easier for multiple people to progress corruption together in a party. Next, let's dive into the massive amount of quality of life additions that we have been working on with our community that you can expect to see in both Cycle and Legacy with the launch of Cycle 1.1, Harbingers of Ruin. In 1.1, all blessings that your character finds and can select from are stored and can be changed out at a vendor for a gold cost. Additionally, all characters that share a stash together have the option to equip a minimum value of all found blessings, as long as they have conquered the timeline it is found from. You can even access grand blessings normally found in empowered timelines by just conquering the normal version of the timeline. You can now search timeline echoes with text or via icons. We've made some good improvements to the loot filter. For example, you can now filter for legendary potential and Weaver's Will. Selecting multiple affix conditions is now supported in the user interface. For example, you can have one condition to only show boots with an exalted movement speed prefix, and a second condition to only show those boots if they also have another prefix from a separate selected list. And loot filter rules now have numbers, and we've added an option to show those rule numbers in brackets next to items on the ground to show which loot filter rule is applying to the item. Great for troubleshooting your filter and deepening your understanding of how the loot filter works. We have added 2 different variations of always displaying your endurance threshold on your health bar that can be changed in the gameplay settings. We're thrilled to be bringing you all of this and much more, like visual updates, client performance improvements, tons of bug fixes, network gameplay improvements, and plenty others with our first major post-launch.
I had a problem with network. Sometimes I wanted to play with a friend, and it just seemed we were on different servers and we couldn't play.
Patch. Check out the patch notes for full details, and we'll see you in Last Epoch Patch 1.1, Harbingers of Ruin on July 9th.
Yeah. Very anxious for this patch, guys. I think it's gonna be very nice, very cool. I already have build ideas from this, and I love to make builds. And I'm very anxious. So I hope you guys like this video. If you like this, please comment, please subscribe to my channel. It helps me a lot. See you guys later.